Hello, it's Greg Harrelson here, and I just wanted to share a little bit more time talking with you about the real estate industry and just talk to you about what I'm seeing right now. And all across the United States, I seem to be seeing, observing a lot of real estate agents that are really working hard. They're full time, they're busting their tails, they're working hard, but they're just not getting the results or the growth that they expected, nor the growth that they really wanted. So I just hear that, is a common thread no matter what market I'm speaking to, at the moment. So I just wanted to tell you a story. I was thinking about it, and I, thought about one of my agents. His name's Kent, and he was actually with another real estate company for a few years, actually been with us for about a year now. And I was just thinking about his story. And when I first met him, he was full-time real estate agent, didn't get a lot of support. He's kind of like a solo agent and, working mostly out of his house, or I think he actually rented an executive office and worked out of there instead of working out of the real estate office that he worked for. He was also grinding. He was making some calls, which I commend him for that. I mean, it's great. He was being proactive, trying to make some calls to get some listings. He was also sending out postcards, trying to send out some postcards to get some listings that way. And I think he was buying some Zillow buyer leads. Maybe he wasn't a big spender, but I would assume he's probably spending maybe $500 or $600 per month, trying to generate some buyer leads that way. So he was spending money on mailers, he was spending money on buyer leads, and he also was spending money on having his own office so he could just kind of be to himself and make some calls. What's interesting, again, he was doing anywhere from 10, 12, 13 deals at that time. And after we started talking, I was fortunate to, Kent came on to, our team. He came on with our company, and I started, talking with him about growing his business. And I thought about just sharing this information. We had a conversation that kind of revolved around focusing on three things, and I wrote them down here. Number one, I want to focus on who you're talking to. It was great you're making outbound contacts, but now let's focus on who you're talking to. Let's focus on what you're saying. What are you saying when you call them? And more important, what questions are you asking? And then number three, let's develop and focus on a bulletproof follow-up system. See, breaking through to the next level, whatever that means to you. If you're doing 50 deals and want to go to 80 deals, or you're doing 5 deals and want to go to 10 deals, or 10 deals and want to go to 25 deals, whatever those numbers are, breaking through is not as hard as most people make it. You just need to focus on a few things. So we decided we're going to focus on who we're talking to, what we were saying, what questions we are asking, as well as what is our follow-up system after we talk to them to make sure that we don't lose any opportunities in the future. In the event that they're not willing to do something today, we wanted to make sure that we were their go-to real estate professional in 6 months from today. And that's how we were going to build momentum and eventually build growth. So talking with him, we focused on this. Focus on talking to the highest quality people you can, highest quality contacts. Make the highest quality contacts, meaning instead of just randomly calling people, maybe cold calling, focus on quality, focus on expireds. If you don't like expireds, then call the 4 sub-owners. If you don't like the 4 sub-owners, then maybe you want to call the rent bos. They're the for rent by owners. Those are people that we know already own real estate, and it's likely that they're going to choose a real estate agent other than the one that they had in the past if they were an expired, or if they fail to sell on their own, they're likely to choose an agent. And or rent bos, if they fail to fill their vacancy, then it's a high probability that they may consider selling. See, there's quality there. So invest your time in making calls to quality candidates, not just cold calling. That's number one. The second thing we focused on here is when you're talking to people, it's all about asking the right questions with the intention of understanding their motivation. You see, it's fine to use a script, and I recommend you use scripts when you talk to people. But the art in setting appointments is asking the questions to identify motivation. So you may say, well, I'm just kind of curious. Why are you thinking of selling? And they may say, well, I'm going to move to Atlanta. Fantastic. What's in Atlanta? Well, my kids are in Atlanta, and my daughter just had my first grandchild. And you could almost feel the smile, see the smile through the actual phone when they're telling you about their first grandchild. Well, now you know a little bit more. They're not just moving to Atlanta to get out of this market, or they're not moving to Atlanta just for the sake of making a move. The motivation is to be with their family, to watch the grandchild grow, to get to know the grandchild, to help her daughter who had just had her firstborn. Those are the things that really matter when it comes to actually people buying or selling. Why they're buying or selling is critical to them, so you need to know what those reasons are. And you're only going to know, by the way, if you ask the questions. So focus on who you're calling, focus on asking questions to identify motivation, and then focus on making sure that you have a great follow-up system. You need to use automated drip emails of some sort to make sure that you're hitting them via email. You need to Facebook message them from time to time because a lot of people are using Facebook Messenger versus SMS texting. So go ahead and shoot them a Facebook message every once in a while. Use texting. Go ahead and text them and ask them, hey, have you put any more thought of possibly selling that property? Ask them these questions and then use the phone. So a good follow-up system is going to use multiple channels for communication, not just the phone call, not just emails, not just text, not just Facebook, all of them. And when you combine those three things, if you're really looking to grow, just like Kent was, and remember, Kent went from, say, 10, 12 deals to 30, a little bit more than 30, which was approximately a 300% increase in growth within 12 months. And we just focused on these three things. So I hope this message really hits you. I hope you can, play this back a few times and learn something from it. There's no doubt about it. If you focus on these few things, you'll actually see growth yourself. Again, I'm Greg Harrelson with Century 21, the Harrelson Group in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Century 21 Expert Advisors in Charleston and in Summerville, South Carolina. So if there's anything I can do to help you, I'd love to share some more tips, sit down with you, possibly, maybe we'll go to Starbucks, have a coffee, and see if I can help you grow your business this year. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.